Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. Okay, this video here, man. Some people are too much, man. I was watching right now this podcast, right? And I guess this guy from the food community was talking about Baldacci and posting Baldacci's when he drops a diss track or something new. I don't know if his name's Top Fool or who he is or what. I don't know what this guy's name is, but I guess he works with Eyekon on the food community. And he says that Eyekon don't want him posting nothing about Baldacci, right? So the guys that have him on the podcast ask him, well, why not? And dude that works with Eyekon tells him, it's personal, man. I really don't want to get into it. And they're like, nah, man, come on, man, keep it 100. He goes, all right, I'm going to keep it 100. I'm not going to say it the way he said it, man, because he said it in a like a fucked up way. But I guess Negra at some time had something to do with Baldacci back in the days. You know what I mean? But the way he said it, he said it like fucked up. And when people go after people's wives or girlfriends, like, that's some dirty shit, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was personal, and he should have kept his mouth shut, in all honesty, you know what I mean? That was between him and Eyekon. Eyekon confided in this baboso, whoever he is, and this guy went and threw their business all out there, you know what I mean? On social media. Now, I don't care about, look, man, I'm a grown-ass man. I ain't stupid. I don't care who you are or who you think you are or who you think your wife is or your girlfriend is. Everybody's got a past, man. Unless you meet some little girl in elementary school and grow up with her and be with her forever, just you and her, everybody's got a past. Everybody's been with some dudes or whoever. And what matters is what's happening right now. That's Eyekon's old lady. You know what I'm saying? She's doing her thing. She's a grown-ass lady now. And she's on social media on her own right. And Eykon's doing his thing. Yeah, this guy's a real piece of work, man. And that's you could expect that from friends and homies and just from stupid people, you know what I mean? I've had so many. I got 3 babies mamas. You know what I'm saying? and I don't care whatever my wife did before I came along the picture. What matters is from the time that I came on board, what's really been going on. You know what I'm saying? And this thing with Baldacci and Negra was like, it wasn't some little 2-year friendship. It was 10 years that they were friends, communicating or something, according to this guy that was on this podcast. And if something happened between them, something happened between them. That. And if Eyekon don't like it, then Eyekon don't like it. But that's their business. You know what I mean? I thought it was pretty chicken shit for dude to bring that up. And even so, man, Baldacci's a good dude, man. The little that I know about him, like, we spent time together on the same yard. Not together, but we were on the same yard. We've been through similar situations while we were there. We've had a little conversation in the chat. Dude's a good rapper. He's a good person, regardless what anybody might think because of his tattoos or his affiliations. Dude's a good person. Negra, man, I don't even know the girl, but just the way she carries herself and conducts business and stuff, she always keeps it professional. Eyekon, hey, man, dude's all right with me. I made some comments about who his podcast partner was, and I had trouble with one guy that he had on his full community podcast, and that's because I know about the guy. You know what I mean? And like nobody was hearing me, but I knew what this guy was about. And then little did I know there was more about him than I could have even imagined, and it all came out on social media. You know what I mean? And that's what I was addressing when I made a video about Eyekon. But Eyekon does his thing, minds his business, whatever anybody might think about him. He puts people on, gets them out there talking about their music and stuff, or about whatever his interviews are about. They're working. They're making the money. They're doing their thing. You know what I mean? Anyways, a while back, one of my viewers had asked me if I could. Well, actually, I'm gonna cover two things. Okay, one of my viewers asked me about my wife being younger than me. Okay, and if I could kind of explain that, because I was making comments about that fucking idiot being with that 13-year-old. And I don't know why it came up about my wife. Yeah, I had mentioned she was half my age, but I'll get back to that. Another one asked me about what qualities to look for in a young lady with kids. I have some experience with that because I've been with young ladies who had children, and I lived in their house, in their home with their children, so I know a little bit about what the guy was asking me. He was asking me about what qualities in a woman you look for, especially like if she has kids and stuff, So I'm going to address that one first, Of course, if you're going to be with a woman that has kids, man, she has to be a good mother. She has to be on top of her kids, on their behavior, on their cleanliness, how they dress, how they go to school. They got to be getting to school on time, be getting fed, whether it's there at the home before school or some breakfast program at school. However, whatever it is, they got to eat something and they're off to school. They got to be picked up on fucking time, regardless of what this girl has to do in her life. The kids got to come first before you. And I'm sorry that's just the way it is. If you guys get married, then there's some things that a husband needs to come first, but usually the child always taken care of number one. You know what I mean? In my opinion. I heard Lucky from Hoodstocks had a little bit of different twist on it, and saying about a man and a woman needs to take care of each other's needs first and then the children. I kind of I'm not sure I agree with that 100%, but that worked for him, girls got to be cleaning the bed. Like if you're working all day and you're coming home, you're paying the rent, you're paying the bills, you're taking her shopping for food for her and her kids. The least you could do is keep the refrigerator clean, kitchen clean, the whole pad nice and clean, beds made up, everything in order. That's her job while you're out at work, And if she's working, then you got to make that decision if you want to make that commitment so you can help her do those things around the house. You know what I mean? You're going to have to do some dishwashing too. You're going to have to do some cleaning too and picking up after one another, because, she's working, bringing money in. You're working, bringing money in. It's only right that you guys go half on the whatever needs to be done. Laundry, whatever, But I think that those qualities are important in a woman. I'm sure there's more, but I don't want this video to go too long because then people are going to fall off, okay? And of course, that she genuinely loves you and there's no other men calling her phone or hanging around or popping up to visit and all that stuff. Now, this is personal and it's really nobody's business, but one of the young ladies asked me this, and I'm sure it had to do something with that idiot that said he's from Maravilla, but I'm going to just go ahead and answer the question. Yeah, my lady is half my age, but the difference is she was 23 when I met her, and I was 43. She was a grown woman already, so you can't compare it to that idiot situation, okay? Number one, okay? We were both grown already. She had her son, and I had 5 kids, She took a loss, because I had to divide a little bit of myself up between all these people. You know, she just had that one child, and her mother that was like a mosca. In any case, you know, I'm just gonna say the most important thing, man. We've been together over 15 years. We're married now, and I don't care about her past life. I only care about her present life and how she is with me as my wife. You understand? And why she fell in love with me, I have no idea, but she did. You know, and it is what it is. And you know, yeah, people got hurt along the way. Shit happens. You know what I mean? Nobody was taking care of her the way she needed to be taken care of, and I stepped in and I did that as a friend, and then as her lover, and now as her husband and provider. So yeah, I don't know why I get asked that question, but I think your name starts with an S, young lady. I'm not sure, but if it was you, there you are. You know, yes, my wife is younger than me. One of the problems is her being younger than me. I had told myself before I got out of prison, look, these are the things I want in my life. I want to make this at least this much money, and my horses and this and that, this kind of car. I've got everything that I wanted to accomplish and all the material things that I wanted. I didn't just get one horse, I got 5 horses. You know, it was like a fucking amazing thing speaking this stuff in my cell. The only thing that I spoke that I went against was that I would never be with a young woman. I wanted a woman my age, even maybe a little bit older. And thank God I was blessed with her. And she's the way she is. You know, she's very patient with me. I could be a very difficult person at times. I'm very stubborn. I'm a Taurus. And people know we're very stubborn. We're headstrong. And could be aggressive, you know, at times, you know. It's just our nature, you know. But she seemed to be a perfect fit for me, you know. I just wish we would have met each other being the same age, or when I was years younger, you know, before I got these injuries and stuff. Because there's a lot of things she wants to do that I can't do, and there's a lot of things I want to do with her that I can't do with her because I just, you know, it's physically hard for me. Like the cruise that we went on, just getting from one end of the ship to the next, man, was a fucking voyage in itself for me, man. But for her, it was nothing. Like we were just walking to the other end of the ship, you know. That's just an example, you know. But you know, another thing, I'm gonna leave her alone, and she's gonna be left here by herself to do life, you know. And she depends on me a lot, and I know she's kind of worried about it, and so I need to prepare her for when I'm gone, so that she could carry on strong and don't have to be with some dude and put up with his bullshit. So she needs to be situated and in a situation where she has her place, and anybody steps in and mistreats her, she could tell him, you know, fuck that, I don't need this in my life, kick rocks, you know. And that's my worry for her right now, you know, because my end of life is gonna come way before hers, you know. So anyways, that's the way it is when you're with a young person like that, you know. So whatever your name is, there you go. That's the spill on that. Now, as far as Negra, Eyekon, and this other baboso, I think this Eyekon should take a good lesson from that little video, that interview he did. And if he hasn't cut this fool loose, man, cut this fool loose. Because, yeah, your business shouldn't be put out there unless you're the one putting it out there in the street, you know? And especially on social media. You know, that was wrong for that guy to open his mouth about any of that. And I mentioned it to bring up the reason why I'm bringing this up. That shit's fall. You know, I seen it done when Dubs and Gunner start talking about Al's wife and all of that. I don't know what the fuck he does. That pop, 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 pop shit. Like, okay, your wife this, and I got texts, you want to see him, and he didn't have shit. But yet he's trying to smut up Al's wife. What does Al's wife have to do with the fucking price of tea in China? What does Al's wife have to do with the beef that was going on there on fucking social media? That was some bullshit, you know? And it's not the first time that somebody's old lady's attacked like that. You know, that's some bullshit, man. You guys, be fucking men, man. Don't be pussies. Anyway, this is my video for today. Yeah, I'm a little bit twisted. I can't help it. You know, man. Anyways, thanks for watching. God bless you. God bless your family. People, stay free and always make good decisions, man, even when you're twisted. And whatever it takes to stay out of jail, enjoy your beautiful freedom, your life, your wife, your kids, your family, and everything that the world has to offer. Because in there ain't shit but cement, steel, and fucking men with high levels of testosterone and should be popping off when you least expect it. Anyways, stay safe, everybody. God bless you. Thank you for watching.